There's a conspiracy so disturbing that even among fringe researchers, it's often left unspoken. A theory not about aliens or ancient tech, but about children, specifically the children of the elite, suggests that behind closed doors, in basements, no one speaks of. The world's most powerful bloodlines raise their heirs through trauma, ritual, and isolation. These children aren't raised with love or nurtured with freedom. They are groomed from infancy for power, molded into tools, rulers, or worse. These are the Red Room children. The term Red Room does not refer to torture live streams or dark web urban legends, although those stories may serve as clever decoys. In this context, the Red Room is literal. It is a space bathed in deep crimson light, devoid of windows, locked away in forgotten wings of old estates, diplomatic compounds, or private institutions. The color red is said to disrupt circadian rhythm and perception of time, keeping the child psychologically off balance. Within this space, they are raised in isolation, subjected to constant observation, and slowly introduced to a system that does not raise them, but rewrites them. The children selected for this program are not random. They are born into lineages with wealth so ancient it no longer registers on public ledgers. These families often remain invisible to the public eye. They fund governments, influence wars, and control media without stepping into the light. For them, raising a child is not an act of love. It is a generational investment. Power must be maintained, not only through blood, but through programming. The Red Room is their incubator. According to those who claim to have uncovered pieces of the system, the process is structured around what is called the 3 trials: isolation, ritual, and revelation. The first phase is the physical and emotional removal from all forms of ordinary childhood. If a child does not attend school, does not interact with peers, and is denied affection or free expression, every interaction is curated. Every toy, word, and lesson is part of a larger system. There are no hugs, only correction. Then comes the ritual phase. The child is slowly exposed to esoteric symbols, ancient languages, and visual codes, not through explanations, but through repetition and association. Occult symbols replace alphabet blocks. Instead of bedtime stories, they are shown silent films filled with archetypal imagery. Occasionally, they are forced into brief but intense sensory experiences designed to blur the lines between fear, awe, and obedience. Some researchers believe these rituals are meant to fracture the psyche, creating multiple personas, one public, one private, and one deeply buried. The final phase, revelation, is where the veil is lifted. The child is introduced to what is called the true structure of the world. This is not taught like a curriculum. It is shown through carefully arranged experiences that convince the child they are part of a larger, ancient plan. That free will is an illusion. That blood and purpose matter more than morality. By the end of revelation, the child no longer identifies with humanity. They see themselves as part of a superior caste. Caretakers play a crucial role in all of this. They are not parents. They are handlers, often chosen from psychological fields, private intelligence, or even religious sects. Their task is to maintain the child's development without emotional interference. They observe, note, and correct. A good caretaker never smiles, never comforts, and never breaks character. They are not there to guide a child to adulthood. They are there to mold a successor to power. One of the more haunting elements of the Red Room theory is the use of symbols. These children are reportedly raised to think not in words, but in glyphs and patterns. They learn an internal language used by secret societies, intelligence groups, and ancient priesthoods. Some symbols are never explained. Their meaning is absorbed through repeated exposure and paired trauma. It is said that once a Red Room child sees one of these glyphs later in life, they instinctively recall their training like a sleeper code. Eventually, a public persona is constructed. The child is dressed, trained, and taught to smile. They attend elite schools, speak multiple languages, and appear highly gifted. But underneath the facade is someone else, a fractured mind engineered to serve without question. This mask allows them to blend into society while secretly operating under deeper commands. When you see a charismatic young billionaire, a politician's heir, or an activist influencer, the theory suggests you might be seeing a Red Room graduate. Graduation is not a celebration, it is a ritual, often tied to secret society initiations. These ceremonies are meant to finalize the programming and erase the last pieces of the child's original self. There are whispers of symbolic burials, mock deaths, and dreamlike hallucinogenic rites. After this, the child is no longer a child. They are an operator, a vessel, a future architect of global decisions. Polished on the surface, but deeply compromised underneath. The theory goes even deeper, suggesting that graduates from Red Room programs across different countries form a secret alliance, a brotherhood, or rather, a bloodline fraternity that operates transnationally. These individuals may pursue different careers: finance, technology, politics, entertainment. They are united by the same silent code, okay? They know each other without ever meeting. They obey without question. Some theorists refer to them as the invisible dynasty. There's also the idea of controlled opposition. According to this version of the theory, even the rebellious children of elites, the ones who break rules and defy traditions, may be fulfilling a secondary role. Their rebellion is carefully orchestrated to give the illusion of contrast. It reinforces the appearance of choice. The radicalized influencer, the outspoken artist, the black sheep of a famous family, all may be acting from a script written in childhood. In recent years, the Red Room concept is believed to have evolved. With the rise of digital surveillance, smart homes, and remote learning, the need for physical Red Rooms has diminished. A child can be isolated in plain sight. Algorithms curate their worldview. Smart devices monitor every facial twitch, assistance, log, tone, and content. A child raised in this matrix of digital stimuli may never realize they have been isolated. There are no visible chains, only invisible feedback loops. There are even stories about mental overrides, auditory command systems built into Red Room children. These individuals function normally until they hear a specific phrase or tone. At that point, their subconscious programming activates. Some claim this is done through trauma-based conditioning paired with embedded triggers. Result is a person who can function normally until someone whispers the right words and their programming takes over. Not all subjects survive the process. The training is brutal, emotionally cold, and spiritually corrosive. Many children break. Some are cast aside, covered up, or moved into more expendable sectors like espionage, adult industry infiltration, or psychological testing programs. The system does not mourn them. It replaces them. Some believe that certain celebrities and public figures are former Red Room children. They drop clues in lyrics, interviews, or fashion, repeating red imagery. References to locked rooms or veiled confessions about childhood trauma are seen not as coincidence, but as breadcrumbs. Others suggest that the celebrities themselves are unaware. Their programming runs so deep they only express trauma subconsciously. Who built the system? The families behind it are believed to be part of a secret aristocracy. Not just financially powerful, but spiritually invested in maintaining dominance across generations. These are not the people we elect. These are the people who select who we elect. Their children do not attend school with ours. Kate, they do not eat the same food, breathe the same stories, or see the same world. Kate, they are raised to replace us, not join us. In some accounts, modern versions of Red Room programs exist in tech-centric countries like the UAE, Switzerland, or deep underground installations in the United States. Now, the rituals are paired with virtual reality, AI, enhanced surveillance, and biometric data. Technology does not replace the occult. It enhances it. A child wearing a headset sees not fantasy games, but simulations of ancient sacrifice, psychological testing, and mind-fracturing scenarios. All of it logged. All of it refined. Try to find videos or documents on this topic, and you will likely hit dead ends. Forums disappear. Pages return 404 errors. Videos get flagged and removed. Even podcasts and fringe researchers tend to shy away from the subject. Some believe this oppression is intentional. Others think the stories themselves are seeded by disinformation agents to confuse and distract from real leaks. So, what are we left with? Theory too twisted to prove, too eerie to dismiss. But ask yourself, when you look at the carefully groomed heirs of billionaires, the teenage diplomats, the emotionless tech prodigies, do you ever wonder what they went through to get there? What was sacrificed? What was buried? 'Cause if the Red Room children are real, they are no longer in rooms. They are in boardrooms, on screens, making decisions. They have graduated. The world has become their classroom.